What's going on, everyone? We are here with one of the new leaders in Chancellor Palpatine, trying to do some plot shenanigans with this guy with vigilance, command, villainy, everyone's favorite soft control slash hard control archetype, but at least we're doing something a little bit unique here. Before we dive into all the new cards and everything that we've got with this new leader, a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, guys. It has been an absolute blast getting to know all you. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. But what have we got going on with Palpatine? We've got this one resource action to search the top 5 cards of our deck for a card with plot. Now, if we look here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. 6. Sorry. I was like, I thought there was 6. 6 different cards with plot. Now, of those, we're not playing full play sets of all of them, but we have a total of 9 plus 6, so 15 total cards with a plot. So not a crazy amount, especially since we're playing Data Vault, right? It's only a quarter of our deck, so there's no guarantee to actually draw a card with Palpatine, but there is a reasonable shot. Really what we care about is the 7 to deploy, 6/8 that makes our plot cards cost 3 less. Now, it's important to remember that a lot of these plot cards just cost more by nature of having plot on them. It's the same thing with exploit. There are a few exceptions to that. For example, Cad Bane is one that's a really high value plot card, getting able to defeat a unit with 2 or less remaining HP as a 5 resource 4/5. Chancellor Palpatine's obviously an amazing one. Coming down as a 2/2, creating 2 spy tokens if you control your leaders for 3 resources is amazing. But things like Unveiled Might, 4 resources for +2/+3, not a crazy deal, right? That is pretty weak, but it is action cheating. Dogmatic Shock Squad, a 4/6 Sentinel for 6, pretty weak, right? We have Obi-Wan and Mandalorian, all that stuff in the game. We have First Light, a 7 resource 5/7 Ambusher in space. It's okay. You know, if there are space units on the opposing side of the battlefield, this is going to be really good. But the idea is when we deploy Palpatine, oh, and we also have Masamita, but when we deploy Palpatine, we could do something like play Palpatine for free, play Masamita, maybe play a second Palpatine, right? And then we just get 4 spy tokens, a 2/2 with Palpatine unit. We get Masamita to come down, give 2 experience tokens to official units, and get a 3/4. And we have a 6/8, which is an immediate, like, massive board. Or we go something of like Palpatine deploy, play Unveiled Might, play Cad Bane. So now we have a 8/11 leader with, you know, a Cad Bane that also defeated something of theirs. Something along that note. Hopefully get enough value from Palpatine's deploy to kind of not only return back to parity on the board, but maybe just finish out the game. I don't think this is going to work all that well against Super Laser Blast decks, because we're going to kind of have this one major turn, which I'm a little bit worried about, but the rest of our deck is solid command, vigilance, villainy, you know, kind of standard stuff. We've got, you know, Dr. Pershings. We've got a new Imperial Dark Trooper 3/3 unit on turn 1. We've got a ramp and resupply Super Laser. We got removal and Fell the Dragon takedowns. We've got late game and Darth Vader, Snoke's, Avengers, Devastator. We even got a 1-of Krennic just because we gotta slot him in, guys. We're playing the new set. We got to slot in a 1-of Krennic. But outside of that, I mean, it's pretty standard stuff. We even have Timely Vaders, right? Which are just going to be amazing when that does come out. So pretty standard stuff, but then we have the whole plot package that hopefully is going to win us the game when Palpatine gets deployed. With that said, let's dive into some games and see if we can actually make that work. Alrighty, into our next game, we've got Piet Red. This is interesting. This hand is okay, but it's not great. I think I can mulligan for a much better hand, and this is much better. Devastator's expensive, but I think it'll be playable. I'm actually going to resource the takedown. I really wanted to start with like a Dr. Pershing or something of that nature. We have Fell the Dragon, which looks like it's going to be good. I'm going to resource the Krennic because I'm going to go resupply this turn. We're going to draw a couple of cards. I mean, we have a good chance up against Piet. You know, they can, you know, do their invisible hand, their Devastator type of shenanigans. But I mean, we have resupply. We're going to be able to draw a lot of cards here. I'm happy with where we're at the current moment. This next turn, I mean, we could Fell the Dragon something, I guess, if they do play like their frigates, the what is that? I mean, they could play a lot of different things. So they're gonna have. Oh, they didn't resource? That was obviously a mistake. Yeah, obviously a mistake, or maybe not. Maybe it was not a mistake. Maybe they intended to do that. I don't think they intended to do that, but I could be wrong. Let's just go with Imperial Dark Trooper here. They're probably going to attack Dr. Pershing, get their free little attack in. It's fine. Don't really care about it anymore. I've drawn my cards. I want to draw an additional card. Let's grab that Palpatine here. Palpatine flip can do some major work here. So I think that's going to be the game plan. Darth Vader is actually really, really solid here as well. Let's see what they decide to do. If they give me the opportunity, I'll draw another card, killing off Pershing. I'm going to hit Piet for 3. My plan here is if they play a space unit, I play Vader, put the shield token on the space unit, and then, you know, attack Piet, kill Piet, space unit. I mean, it's going to be really nice. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna draw a card with Pershing. First light, that's actually solid. Let's go Vader. We're going to go shield. Okay, so what can my opponent play here? They can't play Devastator, like the big I guess I put shield token on Imperial Dark Trooper to keep it around. Super Laser going to be the resource here. I should have resourced probably the first light. Overwhelming Barrage comes in. Okay, yeah, Overwhelming Barrage is solid. I think here we'll just go that. I know they can kill the Imperial Dark Trooper, but I'd rather preserve my HP than get in the extra damage here, to be honest. Let's go Super Laser Technician. So they're going with, you know, kind of the play here. I guess Overwhelming Barrage, I should have thought about that. I should have put the shield token on Vader. Definitely would have been better in that spot. Onyx Squadron Brute going to be the resource here. I may play First Light without deploying Palpatine here is kind of my thought process. Let's go Vader. Let's grab the Onyx Squadron Brute. Kill Piet here. I know I'm not going to get the trigger off of Super Laser. Yeah, I'm just going to attack. I don't really care about killing their Super Laser. I'm going to get the ability to get some value out of my Super Laser. We have a lot of cards right now. My plan is to just kind of get a lot of value built up in my resource pile and then just go for a big plot turn. Let's just go ahead and attack in for 5. And we have a lot of pressure on them right now. We have Avenger, which means Devastator can just get killed here. We have Fell the Dragon, which means we can kill the Devastator with a Fell the Dragon if that comes into play. I mean, here I'm just going to play a First Light and ambush the resupply to draw a card. I mean, that's a pretty solid play. They can play another 6-drop space unit. I mean, they're ramping hard, right? They've gotten, what? Resupply carrier? There's a lot of stuff going on. Force choke. Okay. I mean, our hand looks kind of disgusting, to be honest. Let's draw another card here. We've got a Cad Bane. We're going to grab the Masamita, actually. Pass. Let's resource that. Wow, we have a million resources, huh? We have a million cards in hand, too. I mean, I think it's going to be really tough for my opponent to come back in this game at this current moment. I have a massive Palpatine deploy, and they're going to be it's going to be hard to deal with that here upcoming. Let's just go ahead and knock out the phase 3. Open fire. Let's just hit them for 2. I think I'm going to Fell here. Is that another open? Wow, they have a lot of open fires, huh? All right, let's go Fell. Draw a card. Nothing. Resupply. Play an Imperial Dark Trooper. Pass. Resource the Time Leech. Get an extra value. Right now, if I deploy Palp, I can get Palp, Masamita, Unveiled Might. Not quite First Light, though. They've got Arquindon's Assault Cruiser. Let's heal 2. Let's go ahead and hit them for 2. They've got... Yeah. I mean, I suppose I'll just play Devastator here. I know they could play Devastator, but I'm not really worried about that. Again, I'm kind of just stalling until I have this massive Palpatine flip turn because I have so many cards in hand that if I just resource every turn and just play this massive turn, even if they have a Devastator here or like some other big space unit to kind of contend with, it's going to be fantastic for me. Like they can't really do anything. Yeah, we'll just go Overwhelming Barrage and go 6, 5 here. Just smack them. Planetary Bombardment, we'll just take all 8 to the base. Don't really care about that. I mean, we didn't even need to deploy Palpatine. But we won anyways because we would have deployed Palpatine there. I was thinking like, okay, I could deploy Palpatine right now and I could do all these things, but I don't think we lose with a hand with Fellow Dragon, Double Avenger, Devastator, Power of the Dark Side, Rivals Fall. Like, I don't see a way out for my opponent. The first light was actually pretty good here. But Palpatine drawing a bunch of cards is actually kind of the clutch. Palpatine drawing a bunch of cards, being able to resource every single turn consistently and being able to ramp multiple, that was actually really good in this matchup. And then, of course, Dr. Pershing on turn 1, which is what I was looking for, was amazing. That mulligan hand into Pershing resupply is exactly what I wanted. So, fantastic. Into the next game, we've got Luke Green. So this is going to be interesting. I like this hand, mainly because I think I resource... Not the Snoke, the cat. Ooh, I mean, I think I'm just going to play Cad Bane, is what I'm thinking. Let's resource the Cad Bane. I like this hand. My opponent's probably not going to have a ton of ground units, but Dr. Pershing into Super Laser Technician is going to allow us to actually trigger that Super Laser Technician, which is kind of the goal here. So I do like that quite a bit. We'll see if they have like an open fire or whatnot. Let's go Super Laser Technician. We can ping the Super Laser and draw a card with Palpatine, so that's going to be pretty nice. And then let's draw a card. Although we have a good start here, I'm not a huge... Ooh, takedown is a really good... Ooh. Okay, our luck may be shifting here. We really needed cards like takedown to be able to do some work. I'm surprised they didn't deal a damage, right? Because this is a fighter, right? Yeah, it is a fighter. Surprised they didn't deal a damage with their unit there. Let's just go with takedown on red 5. Darth Vader is going to be kind of really solid here, actually. Oh, they're going to do the... Oh, we grabbed nothing. Great. Fantastic. That was a great combination. A great turn of events there. Timely, huh? I mean, Timely could be good. I don't think resupply is going to be relevant anymore. Let's just go shield token with the Vader. I don't think they're going to have an answer to this, so we're going to be able to knock out the Resistance Blue Squadron unless they have a... I mean, I guess they can use Luke action to remove the shield token, so that would be pretty good. That's what I would do. Yep. Luke action to remove the shield token. A bunch of units. Blah, 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 blah. Great. That's a good draw. So we have Overwhelming Barrage. I can go Overwhelming Barrage plus Cad Bane here. So what do I want to do? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3... 1. That seems good. Luke, Cinta, get in some damage. Don't love that. Let's go deploy Chancellor. Play Cad Bane. Kill off the A-Wing. Kill Cinta. Hit their base for 7. Oh, we don't have an answer to this, Luke. It's just going to kill us. We're just going to smack us for 1,000,000 damage. Trench Run. Ooh, Trench Run works. Nice. Good stuff. Yep, Palpatine did not do anything there, really. Just too slow in the game. They had an all-space strategy. It is what it is. We needed to draw, Power of the Dark Side to really have a chance in that game. Power of the Dark Sides, takedowns, Fell the Dragons. Fell the Dragon wouldn't even be particularly good in that game, but we needed cards like that earlier on in order to deal with what they're doing, right? The Darth Vader was kind of cool, but they have the ability to just ping the shield off. So I was like, I have to play a big unit anyways. If that Darth Vader was instead maybe something a little bit different, like maybe a Cad Bane or something to kill off a unit and get a body on the board, maybe. I don't know. It would have been. It's tough. Alrighty, into our next hand, and we've got Daedra on the opposing side of the battlefield. We'll see about this one. I think we'll get rid of the Timely and the Unveiled Bite. They probably have Super Laser Blast, which is a little bit scary. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Vader. Probably resource the Brute. They probably have like Power of the Dark Side or Open Fire or something to kill this Pershing. As per usual, huh? We'll take 2 damage on the Pershing. We will draw a card here. We will probably play Krennic, and then we're going to draw another card. All right, well, we missed. Unlucky. Let's pass. There's another Pershing. That's a lot of Pershings. Interesting situation we find ourselves in, I'll say that. Double Pike Sentinel here. My opponent's not going to be able to use Daedra as more than just a 2/5, which is good for us. But we're going to have to figure out a way to win here. Let's pick up a First Light here. Let's drop another Pershing onto the battlefield. Let's claim. Again, they put on a little bit of pressure here, but as soon as we draw a Darth Vader or something of that nature, it's going to be great for us. Resupply, huh? Fel the Dragon. I think Fel is going to be pretty good here. Let's just go ahead and draw a card. Onyx Squadron Brute. Sure. They can kill off Dr. Pershing yet again. Well, they can use Daedra's action, I guess. Yep. Let's resupply. Play Onyx Squadron Brute. Claim initiative. Again, we're looking for like Darth Vader. Like, 7 cost Darth Vader, that is. They have their own Dr. Pershing, which is going to work out pretty nicely for them. That is the 3rd Darth Vader. What is happening right now? What is even happening? Yeah, let's just go shield token, I guess. Let's just play a dry Vader, I suppose. If they have an answer to it, they have an answer to it. It's not a big deal. We have 3 of them, so we're just going to do it. We got to start getting rid of their units some way, somehow. We have a lot more cards in hand than them, but I imagine they're going to be a little bit more controlling than we are based on what our build is. Again, we're kind of doing this plot shenanigans. And of course, plot doesn't do anything up against my opponent's Super Laser Blast, which they clearly have. Yeah, Vader can take 2 damage. I'm okay with that. I mean, they have a lot of different options. They could have like takedowns, so they attack with Pike Sentinel, for example, and then take down Vader. And if they do that, I'm okay with that, because I'm just going to timely out a Vader next turn and then kill Pershing and Pike Sentinel, which is totally fine. Fel the Dragon. So yeah, I'm glad that I made Vader take some damage here. I mean, I'll grab the Unveiled Might, I guess. Maybe we can do something here with like this massive swing or something like that. Let's go ahead and claim initiative. They're going to draw a card here with Dr. Pershing. They're going to attack with some Pike Sentinels here. We're going to attack with Daedra. Yep, they're doing their thing. That's a Vader. That's great. Let's resource the Cad Bane here. I think I'm going to get rid of the Pershing, though, because I really don't want them to draw a bunch of cards. Let's go Shield Token on Vader. Shield Token on Pershing. Trigger Ambush. Attack. Kill the Pershing. And that's just going to get rid of 2 cards here, which is going to be really nice. We'll have the Vader on the board for a little while, which is going to be really nice. Really looking for like Avengers and things like that. Super Laser Blast is always a threat for us. Like if we deploy a bunch of units, we just get Super Laser Blast. If they deploy a bunch of units, we kind of have to deal with them. Shoot down, huh? Shoot down. Okay, let's claim. Shoot down, Fel the Dragon. Maybe they don't play Super Laser. I'm just assuming they do. Cyril Karn. There's an Avenger. I do like Avenger quite a bit here. I mean, we just keep resourcing. We kill the Pike Sentinel here. Fel, huh? Let's grab Super Laser, trigger, kill Daedra. We're going to draw a lot of cards here. Palpatine kind of negates the my opponent's kind of situation over there. So timely into the resource pile. Let's go ahead and knock out the Dr. Pershing with the Darth Vader. Again, I like playing this card advantage situation for us because it's really, really going to favor us. Especially now that we've drawn the Avenger. Again, we have so many cards in our resource pile to be able to play right now that I think we can play this grinded out card advantage style of game, which is going to work out quite nicely for us. They can make us discard a card here or not. In that case, let's just go Cad Bane, kill off their units. Takes 2 damage. Let's go with a Krennic. Imperial Dark Trooper. Let's draw a card. It's a Chancellor Palpatine. Let's pass. It's another Chancellor Palpatine. Haven't resourced one yet, so we'll just go ahead and resource one. They get Super Laser Blast if they have it, I suppose. There's one of the Super Laser Blasts, at least. There's one of them. Okay, let's play a Vader. And it's not the most inspiring play, but we need to get rid of all their Super Laser Blasts before we can do something here. Yep, let's just attack in for 5. Devastator, huh? Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go resupply. Let's go Fell. Let's pass. I don't think we need a resource anymore. My opponent could just kill us with Devastators, to be honest. That could be their game plan. We don't really have a lot of ways to heal here. No reinforcement walkers or anything like that. They may be on the Devastator plan. It looks like they may be. And if they have the 3 Devastators in hand, it is what it is. We can't really do a whole lot about that. You know, oh well, I guess. All right, I mean, let's go for it. Let's grab Palpatine, Unveiled Might, Unveiled Might. I don't want to play. I don't want to play Paul. I don't want to. I don't want to play. Wait, how can I pass? I don't want to play a card. How come it doesn't require me to play? Yeah, you may play. Oh, okay. Okay. I was worried for a second there. I was like, how can I prevent my opponent from winning here by just existing? Super Laser Blast Part 2. Sure. Yeah, we knew they had Super Laser Blast. What a surprise. Takes 2 damage. We will play a Snoke, because Snoke plus this is lethal. Open fire. All right, we're going to claim initiative. Palpatine. I mean, we're just not going to resource anything. There's no reason to. Let's go and smack him with Snoke. Wow, this is a really close game. I mean, any Devastator wins for them. They have their own Snoke. Let's go Avenger. Takes 2 damage. If their last card is Fell the Dragon, that's unlucky. Do I risk it, though? Do I play a card inviting them to take initiative to draw into? How many have they played? They've played 2 Fells so far and 1. They played 3 Fells, 1 power. I'm going to claim. It's unlikely for them to have an answer to this Avenger. Daring Raid. Nice. Nice. That's GG. GG. That was ridiculously close. I think that that's I knew we had Super Laser Blast. Like, we all knew it, guys. We knew we were going to deploy our units. We knew we were going to get Super Laser Blast, which is why I went double Unveiled Might onto Palpatine, so that I can just get as much damage in as possible. It's kind of what I was thinking with the Palpatine flip, was like, okay, it's a flip. I get a bunch of free value for my resources. I essentially trade that turn and my leader for a Super Laser Blast, but I get in, 10 damage. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's exactly what happened. Kind of makes our flip kind of disappointing because it's just like that one turn. But I mean, we had so much value. The drawing a card from Palpatine and then the Pershings really allowed us to grind it out, have so many options for so many different things. I didn't expect them to be playing, multiple Devastators. That did put a little wrench in things, make it a little bit more nerve-wracking for me, but still, we ended up getting there. Into our next matchup, we've got a pretty relatively weak hand, I would say here. I'm going to resource the... I really like Overwhelming Barrage is the problem. I don't think I can keep it, though. I think all my units are going to die. Let's go with Dark Trooper. They happen to have the initiative. A little bit unfortunate there. Palpatine's just going to be the resource. Let's see if they have an open fire. If they have an open fire, we go power. If they don't, that's actually pretty solid for us because we're going to be able to keep the Imperial Dark Trooper, take a little bit of damage into base. Let's knock out the Pride, and then we will power the Dark Side, whatever they have next. Except for that, I don't really care about power Dark Siding that. I think the Big Vader is going to be weak, but Fel the Drago doesn't usually hit a whole lot of what my opponent's got going on. So let's just go and attack in for 3. They're going to trade. They're going to get a little bit of ramp going. Let's go ahead and draw a card. We're going to draw Unveiled Might. We get to knock out their Fet's Fire Spray. They're going to deal a bunch of damage to us. Power coming in. Great. Pass. Resupply. Super Laser. I can go with Krennic plus Super Laser plus draw a card. So I guess I'm going to do that. Planetary Bombardment for 1,000,000 damage. It's good. It's really good. I think my opponent should consider just deploying and then hitting in for a bunch of damage here. I think it's totally reasonable to do so. I'm going to claim initiative. Okay, let's draw a card. Nope. Miss. We just missed. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad or anything. Planetary Bombardment Part 2? Part 2? Part 2? All these dang space decks, guys. It is getting ridiculous around here. It is getting ridiculous. Let's go Rivals Fall on Boba Fett. Just knock out their units here. Really important that we don't take any additional damage from these units. Really can't be taking additional damage from these units. Onyx Squadron Brute. I mean, I think I'm going to get rid of the resupply at this point. I'm probably going to be playing Vader. They're going to attack with Cyril Karn. Do I discard a card? They have Devastator. Dang, Devastator stinks. Krennic can take 2 damage. I don't care about that. If they daring raid it, then they can't play Devastator. And Devastator cuts through the shield anyways, so it's not like that matters. Resupply carrier, huh? I mean, I think I just deploy Palpatine and get the minute value here. Because we can go First Light, which will cost 4, and then I can play Palpatine using plot. Seems good. They can daring raid where the Krennic. That's fine. Let's attack it, and then we play Onyx Squadron Brute. I mean, this is about as good as it gets. I don't really know how my opponent's going to be able to come back in this situation here. They can get rid of the First Light, which is fine. They'll get an extra damage. And then they're going to choose the damage over there, which makes sense. Going to attack in with Palpatine. Daring raid on what? The Krennic? Sure. Sure. Attack in. Attack in. Yep, attack in. Power the Dark Side. Imperial Dark Trooper. Oh, I should have played Vader. Oh well. GG. Yeah, that ended up working out pretty nicely for us. We just got a little bit more value than them. You know, just deploying Palpatine, getting out that First Light when they played Resupply Carrier ended up working because we got to kill their unit and get the Palpatine down and get the other Palpatine down. So we got a board that's going to end the game pretty quickly. If we just get these 2 down, and let's say they can't interact with it because we're removing all their units, that is a total of 12 power. So it does end the game in like 3 turns, which is really, really nice against most decks. So I do like that, which is pretty sweet. All right, my opponent with the 1-drop hand, I'm sure. Let's mulligan here up against the Han 4. I love this this leader, by the way. I think it's so fun. I think it's so cool. Let's resource the Palp. Let's resource. I mean, Fel. I mean, they could put like a Han on a Millennium Falcon, so I may as well keep the Fel just in case. Let's go with the Pershing here. There's a Wolfpack Escort. They're gonna play a couple 1-drops. Sure. Who would have guessed? Ooh. That's an interesting combination. I think I want to go Krennic plus Brute. 3 stars to the Darth Vader. I kind of want to go Super Laser, but I think in this particular spot, I really do have to deploy a space unit to deal with some units over there. Let's go Krennic. What did they reveal? Sanctioner shuttle. Oh, sure. Onyx Squadron Brute comes down. Let's claim. Dr. Pershing can be the resource here. We get to knock out the V-Wing. Kind of a free little value play there. They're going to Tarkin Town. Let's heal. Let's go with a draw card here. Maybe we get a takedown. Nope, no takedown. Cartel Turncoat. Yeah, I mean, they're playing a million cards. You know, this is kind of just how it goes with this deck, you know? Let's get in for 2. Super Laser Technician. Let's draw something. Let's pass. Overwhelming Barrage looks pretty good here. Let's see if they pilot onto the Sanctioner shuttle. Oh, great. Overwhelming Barrage is perfect here. Boom. Get back to Super Laser Technician. Really nice combination of cards here. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Let's claim. Are they going to deploy? They are going to deploy. Hit the ground, huh? Interesting. So I think what we do is just deploy. So we deploy, we make first light cost less. We trigger, ambush, trigger, Palpatine using plot, trigger. And then we have a bunch of Sentinels to block everything on the ground arena. And I mean, I think we're doing pretty good for ourselves, but we'll see here. Ooh, Snoke is a great draw. Absolutely fantastic draw, by the way. I'm going to attack in for 6 here. And then if they play a unit, I think I just... Okay, no, we're just going to kill off Han then. Yeah, this seems good. I'm just going to drop a Snoke in next turn. Yeah, this Snoke's going to be absolutely freaking fantastic. I mean, Overwhelming Barrage is great too, but Snoke is just so brutal. Snoke, kill 2 units, shrink down the Millennium Falcon. Yeah. That's so good. Oh my goodness. They got Reckless Gunslinger and attacking with Millennium Falcon. Let's go and kill off a Cartel Turncoat. Let's draw 2. Ooh, do they have Surprise Strike? Surprise Strike could do it if we didn't kill the Millennium Falcon. Although if they had Surprise Strike, they just... Maybe I should have killed the Millennium Falcon. Let's see. If I killed Millennium Falcon, they Surprise Strike. Oh, they're getting a little tiny damage in. Okay. Let's get in with First Light. Let's draw a card. I have a million cards in hand. Reckless Gunslinger! Oh my gosh, they had double Reckless Gunslinger. If we had killed the Millennium Falcon, we would have won. I was thinking that they could have had like Surprise Strikes. So they Surprise Strike in with the Cartel Turncoat, right? But if I just attack in with, if I kill their Millennium Falcon with First Light, then I wouldn't have died. But if they did have the first strike, they did have the Surprise Strike, they just claim initiative. Brutal. So close. All space decks are getting it. You know, this is a deck that really cannot do well in the main deck against all these space decks. You know, we got so much plot value, but it's all ground based for the most part. First Light has been amazing, by the way, against all these space decks, but my goodness. Alrighty, into the next game up against Price Energy Conversion Lab. Let's mulligan this hand. Double resupply into a bunch of big units. Not exactly what I would like to see. Okay, I'm loving my Dr. Pershings, that's for sure. I mean, we're going to go Dr. Pershing to Super Laser and see what happens afterwards. Price, I'm not actually that scared of with Overwhelming Barrage in hand, at least. I do like the Overwhelming Barrage here. I mean, honestly, Rivals Fall's probably not even that good because we're gonna be able to knock out the price. So I think I'll keep the Krennic here around. Let's go Super Laser Technician. Okay, we're gonna draw a card by killing Super Laser Technician. I know this doesn't allow us to deal with, you know, their battle droids, but I think I prefer this game plan over anything else. Resource one of the Unveiled Mites. We're gonna go with a draw card here from Pershing. Then we're gonna go Krennic plus Resupply, and then that gives us the Palpatine deploy. Krennic, Resupply. We've already drawn enough cards that I don't think it really matters at this point. They're gonna ready up a battle droid here, huh? Are they gonna hit the Krennic? What do they have for 4 resources versus 5? Super Laser Technician. ECLing Super Laser Technician to play price, huh? Okay. I mean, you kill Krennic here? You probably do, right? Yeah. Interesting. I mean, the game is over, right? Because we just play Vader and kill their price, and then, like, what are they gonna do? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, what do they do now? We don't have that great of plot cards to play, but doesn't matter. No, I mean, they have a bunch of tokens on the board, and they just ramped a bunch. I think I'm just gonna claim here, and I guess we'll see what they decide to do. First, like to deal with any space threats. We got Overwhelming Barrage to knock out a bunch of tokens if they have it. They could have their own Vader. What the heck is this? They would have to kill their own unit to create a spy token. Nice. They passed. Oh, geez. Opponent is on the struggle bus right now. Let's just go Overwhelming Barrage. Knock out every token. I know it's not the greatest Overwhelming Barrage, but I mean, we have so many things to interact. They're just conceding. I mean, this that wasn't, you know, anything too crazy. We just drew a Vader and that was game over, really. I mean, the price, they were all in on price, and we're more of a controlling deck, so we have a lot of answers to that, but yeah, GG. All right, let's make it or break it with this Palpatine up against Kylo Ren Red. Let's keep this hand. Resource the big units. Don't really care about those. Probably never going to get to them. We've got the Imperial Dark Trooper, which looks pretty good on turn 1. We've got the Super Laser Technician, which probably looks pretty good too on turn 2. And then we'll just see what we can do. We've got Bo-Katan. We got Imperial Dark Trooper. Unfortunately, they have the initiative, but that is okay. Darth Vader could be relevant here in this game. Let's see what they have. I mean, we're just going to knock out their Bo-Katan. They've got MiGs, huh? Let's go Power of the Dark Side. Just take care of the MiGs. We don't want MiGs on the board at all. Let's claim. Resupply, huh? And Dr. Pershing. Let's resource that. Let's go with the Super Laser. I mean, they could get rid of every card in their hand. They could discard, play 2 cards, and then kill my Super Laser Technician with Mr. Bones. There's a discard. I mean, that's good stuff, right? TIE Silencer. Going to be able to play that this turn if they want to. There's a TIE Silencer. Let's claim. I mean, are they going to play Kylo? Benthic 2 tubes. Plus Kylo. I mean, good stuff, right? And Daring Raid. Wow. They had literally the perfect situation going on for them. Really cool stuff, actually. Cool stuff. What do we have in the resource pile right now? It doesn't look great for us. There's another Vader. Let's resource the First Light. Let's go ahead and immediately knock out the Benthic 2 tubes. We can resupply, and then we can't play First Light after that. Let's go shield token on the Silencer, right? Let's just play a Vader. Let's claim. I mean, they're going to be able to get it in for a lot of damage here. That is a lot of damage. little bit scary here. What? Oh, they hit them. Yeah, never mind. I was like, why did they hit the Darth Vader? But they didn't hit the Darth Vader. I'm just being silly. Let's knock out the Kylo. The Kylo's silencer goes down. I mean, this is rough. This is rough. We don't have any Sentinels to deploy here, do we? Oh, interesting. That's what they're going for? I mean, we're going to go Vader. We're going to grab, I guess, Super Laser. Kill off this unit. We have to claim, right? Because we don't have an answer. We need to draw like a Palpatine or something. Ooh, Snoke could be relevant. Snoke? Daring Raid kills us. Oh, they drew the Daring Raid. They had the next Daring Raid. Yeah, I didn't think this was going to be a good game. They did have a great hand, by the way. Migs early is really, really important. They had a great Kylo flip turn where they got to use every single card in their hand and pump up their unit and get a play out of it with the TIE Silencer. And they even got to do some direct damage, which is really, really important. So that was really kind of crucial. This is a spot where if we drew a Palpatine, that would have been potentially interesting because had we had a Palpatine in the resource pile, we could have deployed our leader and then gotten some Sentinels up. And that would have prevented a ton of damage, which would have been super, super important. Or if we had drawn a timely, just a little bit sooner than what we actually did, that could have been relevant. I mean, we would have had the game if they didn't draw like Chaos of War or Daring Raid. But Chaos of War is brutal up against us too, because we draw a million cards. So we might be getting hit for like 6 or 7 in this matchup. So it's really, really tough. It's tough. It just is. All right, so what did we learn with Palpatine? Well, we did some cool things. Absolutely. I mean, there were some games where we had a million cards in hand because we were drawing off Pershing and drawing off Palpatine. We're drawing like 2 cards a turn alongside our normal 2 cards a turn, right? Which was amazing. There were times where we just deployed Chancellor Palpatine and got like a Cad Bane, a Palpatine flip, or deploying First Light actually ended up being really good. I think we fought against a disproportional amount of all space style decks. Lots of Vaders. We had the Luke Green. Oh, maybe that was before I started recording. We fought against the Luke Green before we started recording, got absolutely decimated. But we also fought up against just a lot of decks that were going really, really heavy into the space arena. And, you know, Dogmatic Shock Squad, Director Krennic, these cards don't do anything if there's no ground arena units to Sentinel up for. Same with Chancellor Palpatine as the unit version. And really, there's not a whole lot of other plot cards that we can be playing. You know, Chancellor Palpatine's action must have, you know, a certain degree of these plot cards available to him to do anything. And then his flip side also must have a certain degree of plot cards available to him to do anything as well. I do think there's a couple of plot cards in here that are actually really solid, like First Light, Cad Bane, and Chancellor Palpatine unit. Those ones are really solid. I don't think we deployed Masamita to do anything really, or Dogmatic Shock Squad. There was never a situation where that was really good. Unveiled Might was hit or miss depending on the matchup. I mean, some matchups, you know, got to put it on Palpatine, got in for a little bit of damage, which is really nice. Overall, I mean, I just don't think the plot cards are there for Palpatine right now. They're a little bit overcosted for what I want, but also there's just not enough of them to do what I want. Like, I would love to have like a full-on, more controlling style of deck, and then have the plot cards kind of fit that strategy. Cards like Cad Bane and First Light fit that strategy. Cards like Palpatine, Masamita, and even Dogmatic Shock Squad, or even Unveiled Might, don't. When you're playing this like Villainy, Vigilance, Command Control shell, you really want cards like Cad Bane that come down, defeat something, or come down and ambush, or something of that nature. Draw you cards, right? Which is why I actually ended up really liking First Light. And Palpatine, even though it's one of the stronger plot cards, it puts a ton of power on board and can end the game quickly, it doesn't really do the whole thing that you want to do in this game plan. Honestly, I decided to go for more leaning towards the plot mechanics. I think if you just omitted Masamita, Dogmatic Shock Squad, and even to some degree Chancellor Palpatine, you just dropped in like 3 Super Laser Blasts, a little bit more controlling cards, the deck would be better. And then you could just use maybe like Unveiled Might on Palpatine or Cad Banes and get value that direction. The question is those 3 resources on a card that's already overcosted as a discount worth it? And are you ever going to draw cards with Palpatine on the front side if you're removing, you know, 8 additional plot cards out of your deck? Probably not. So interesting. I'm curious to see if anyone else is going to come up with any game plan. I mean, maybe you can go like a red version or yellow version and do some plot things there. I just think that green, you just had, a couple of additional plot cards that I really like again, First Light, Palpatine is what I wanted to try. And then of course you get 3 extra HP on Data Vault, which is really important to survive to turn 7 or 6 rather, where you can deploy your Palpatine. So let me know what you think in the comments section down below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all for the next one.